Hey, so this is the front page of the FCI's announcement of the changes in IGP. And this is where they tell you blatantly in line 1 that they're going to make it easier for beginners, simple sportsmen, and teams without a professional environment to enter the test. I can agree with that. Not everybody has access to a club to go to every week. Blah, blah, blah. So the first change that I want to talk about is they changed the retrieve behavior. They are now putting a square of 4 by 4 meters. It's marked after 8 meters from the basic position or behind the hurdle and the scaling wall. And it says, if the dumbbell is not in this area after the throw, it will be placed in the middle of the square by an assistant. And they've also lowered the scaling wall and also widened it. And it was said before in the past that they were doing that due to the state of spines in German Shepherds, and they were concerned about injuries. And earlier in this, they were stating that they were changing the scaling wall to prevent injuries, so that lines up with that statement. They made heeling off leash shorter, and the sit out of motion and down out of motion and then with recall. It used to be that you were not allowed any kind of pause whatsoever before you continued on out of motion. Now they are allowing you to literally pause as long as it takes to get your dog to perform a sit or a down, and then you continue. And they've also made the send out with the down. The send out distance is now only 20 steps. So in the IGP2 obedience, they took out the retrieve over the scaling wall, and there's only one jump. So the IGP2 obedience phase is basically the same as the IGP1 obedience used to be. And in the protection phase, they took out the back transport. In IGP3, they made the points for the sit out of motion exercise, the retrieve over the scaling wall exercise, back to 10 points. So I can appreciate that. They also reduced the weight of the dumbbell. So all in all, instead of breeding better dogs to be able to withstand the jumps and the scaling walls and all of that, they would rather dumb down the sport, and to maintain working ability, they would rather dumb down the sport to where anyone with a fucking poodle can do it. And they're literally making it to where it's going to be more difficult to title your dog in AKC obedience than it will be to title your dog in IGP at any level. Like, it would be easier at this point for anyone with any breed of dog to go out and get an IGP3 on their dog than to get an AKC companion dog. That's how easy they are making IGP. So, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated with the FCI right now.